Welcome to another episode of
Nerd Out.
I'm Randy, this is Brian, and this is a free-for-all.
It's a free-for-all Sunday, man.
Yeah, it's Sunday. It's actually Super Bowl Sunday, which you didn't know about.
I did not.
Yeah.
Well, I know now.
Now you
I
know.
found out 5 minutes ago.
I'm pretty ambivalent about it, but you know, when you're from Detroit, you know, you can only hope to be entertained. Hey, hopefully they show, like, honestly, like, it sounds cheesy, but I hope they show like a commercial for a cool, like, trailer for a cool movie.
I'm sure we'll get something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what movies.
Sucks no Star Wars.
Yeah, but that's okay. I mean, we still got a ways to go on Star Wars.
We had for Last Jedi, though.
What's that?
We had for
Are
Last
you sure?
Yes, I'm positive.
Really?
I checked. Yes. It's actually out of the norm that they're not, but it's...
Really?
There's a lot of politics behind it.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
They're... What else? The Avengers.
Yeah,
We're gonna see something
Avengers.
for that,
Right.
I heard, and they're holding it close to the chest on this one.
Right. You know what movie
Which
I'm
is fine.
super excited for?
Yeah.
I'm really excited for the Alita Battle Angel. Like, everything I've seen looks like so much fun, and I never even saw the anime.
Yeah,
Did you see it?
Nope. I think it looks good too. As long as I just hope they don't take it too serious. Like,
Oh, you think it seems a little.
I just hope they balance it right. I don't want it too serious and too silly. I just want it like if they get that balance. Yes, I'll be totally into it.
I think you're right. I think you should probably prepare for something a little bit heavy-handed. Like, I think it's gonna be
okay with.
Yeah, I
but
think
not
so.
Too
but
heavy-handed.
I just think it looks like a fun movie. Like, it's like once you get past the whole concept that it's pretty much CGI. Like, just go and have fun.
Yeah.
Other than that, since we are starting with movies, the Dune casting is phenomenal.
Who else have we got in it?
All right, so here's the thing. So Denis Villeneuve.
Villeneuve.
Yeah, I think my favorite current director now. At this point, he's doing a Dune movie. Now, I'm a fan of the original David Lynch film, and that really is one of those things where you're either in it or you're not. I did not read the books. Did you read the books?
I tried.
Did you?
Yeah, I tried, and it was a little
too much.
I
think there's like a book on just the language.
There is. Well, the original print. I don't know about the original printing, but it comes with a glossary.
Okay, yeah,
and it's like 50 pages
right.
of definitions, and I'm like, you know what?
That's too much for you?
It's a little bit too much for me, and you know what? Call me a dumb shit.
No. It's I don't think you'd be classified as a dumb shit for not like completely being able to digest Dune. I think Dune is an intense book. With the movie, I saw it in the theater. My mom took me to see it in the theater, and I loved it. And I didn't know
day
one, and I didn't even know what I was watching. All I knew is that I was watching like a bunch of dudes in weird, creepy leather gear and like space aliens. It was and the interesting thing about Dune is I've probably seen the movie 110 times. I don't know, whatever. And each time I watch it, I notice something or understand something I didn't understand before. And I always think, man, I can't imagine 8-year-old Randy watching this movie and coming out being like, I love this movie because
you didn't get it. I didn't I saw it. Not new, but probably a couple years once it hit cable. Something like that. I didn't like that movie till I was probably like 18, 19.
Yeah,
I didn't get it as a kid, and I thought it was too grim for me. It was very grim, and I'm like, I want to see spaceships. And
well, there was spaceships.
But they didn't look cool to a kid.
Yeah,
to me as a kid. I wanted a Star Destroyer or something.
Yeah. I was a big enough fan where, like, I was one of the 6 people who, after seeing the movie, bought the LJN toys. Like, I bought a Sandworm, I bought a Paul Atreides. Like, I have a complete set now. Like, I buy anything Dune. Nevertheless, Denis Villeneuve is directing the new movie. Oscar Isaacs is playing...
Paul Atreides, you said.
No.
Duke Leto.
Duke Leto. Yeah. They just announced Javier Bardem is playing Stilgar.
Which is sweet.
The guy who's playing Baron Harkonnen, I can't remember his name, but he's one of those actors that, like, you see a picture of him and you're like, I totally know that guy. Sorry, I don't know.
Oh, come on, you're making me drool now. Who?
But, yeah, I can't remember his name, but you know what he looks like. He looks like the guy who would play Baron Harkonnen. Like, you see him, you're like, got it. Bautista is playing Raban.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, it's just really shaping up to be like an amazing cast, and I
think it's gonna flop?
I think it's gonna totally flop, and I don't care.
Which means it'll be good.
It'll be good.
He won't sell out and make a totally good one.
No, it's gonna be a great movie, and it's gonna do terrible at the box office, and I'm all in. I'm so excited for that movie.
We'll have to see it a few times then to make up for it.
Yeah, for sure. And I did that with Blade Runner 2049. Like I saw it 3 times in the theater. And bought it on DVD. I bought it on digital download. I figured I paid my money, and to this date, I think that is slowly creeping up on my top 10 all time.
It's up there for me. I love that movie. I felt obligated to purchase it.
Yeah, absolutely.
When I'm like, I pirated it because I could get it early, but I then bought it. I bought it after. I just wasn't gonna wait.
I can deal with that. I can deal with that. You also, I just want to mention we're on a movie conversation, and I know, sorry we're not talking about robots. He's playing with a robot though. That's cool. The new Suspiria remake.
Loved it.
I gotta be honest with you. I did too. Like. I had nightmares actually, which is really weird.
I don't remember them, but I woke up in a cold, sweat, and I'm like.
Now the thing is I've seen the original Suspiria, it's a classic, but I don't really remember it. Like I remember a few visuals.
This wasn't really a remake. It was like an expansion of the universe. Like it was totally different. It was totally different.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Which is. Yeah, I loved it.
I did too, and it was long. It was like 2.5 hours long.
2.5 hours.
When I finished watching it, I was like, I liked this. I don't know that I would ever need to watch it again. But with that said, the more the time's gone by, the more I've reflected on it, and I'm like, I totally like this movie, and I love the music. Tom York did the music. Big Radiohead fan. But I did want to mention it. That's a movie. Our movie recommendations aren't always going to work with all our audience because, like, I recommended Mandy, and I think that the majority, we both did.
Yeah.
And I think people weren't on board with that. This is another type of movie like that where it's only going to...
You have to like weird shit.
You got to like weird shit.
If you're not into, like, 70s Giallos and stuff, you're not going to like the movie.
What's that word?
Giallo.
What is Giallo?
Like Dario Argento movie, Glove. Like Italian movies with dudes that kill with a glove and stuff like that. It's like...
It's a weird movie, and it's only going to hit a specific audience.
Yeah.
I'm going to call it, like, art horror. Is that fair to describe it? Because it was arty. It was
totally arty. Not as arty as the first one.
Really? Yeah.
I thought the first one, because, the crazy color palette was nuts.
That's all I can think about with the first one. Is I don't remember what it was about, but I remember the color palette. And
this one was more muted, but arty in different ways.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't just... Yeah, I thought it was swampy.
I really did. I reflected on it, and I was really into it. And
me too.
And that's the best kind of movie. The movie where maybe your first response isn't like, I don't really know whether I liked it or not. And then when you think about it, it was pretty violent too.
Yeah, oh god,
gory.
Yeah. But there's something I need to know about it.
Okay.
Because...
Is this a spoiler?
No.
Okay.
But like a half hour of the movie is in German.
Yes.
So I watched it. Like, I went back after and watched it with subtitles.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, but I didn't subtitle over the German.
Right, because it's not intended to be subtitled.
And that bothered me a little bit. I felt like it was... I love it when they do that.
I liked it.
But it was almost too much that I'm like... Like, I felt like I was maybe being left out. I wanted to know what they were saying, but I think maybe it's a point. I think
that was the point. I think I totally understand what you're saying, and I don't want to sympathize because it's not a sympathetic thing.
Yeah,
but I relate with it.
Yeah.
With that said, I think I was able to follow the majority of what was going on, and I also sort of appreciate the fact that I couldn't figure out the translation. It sort of left something to me, like, but
because you know basically what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Screw these bitches over.
It's kind of like when you get like a sci-fi movie and they don't give you the alien translation. It's like you sort of have an idea what's going on, but there is some mystery there, and I like that. Speaking of sci-fi, we'll move to Discovery. How are you feeling about Star Trek Discovery?
I like it a lot.
Do you?
I like it. I think pound for pound it's better than season 1 so far because season 1 started off boring.
It did start out boring.
I mean like the first 7 episodes. I didn't like episode 2. I thought that was just cheesy.
I did too, man. I thought it was cheesy. I actually I watched episode 3, I think Friday night with my son, and he was kind of freaked out by the Klingons, which rightfully so.
Yeah.
I'm growing into it, but season 1 felt like a roller coaster ride to me. Like I was like, at the end of every episode, I was like, whoa, where are they going with this?
Every episode in the second half of the season.
Yeah, in the second half of the season. I think right now Discovery is leveling itself off to be more like a typical Star Trek show, where I thought season 1 took Star Trek and like, for better or worse, created something completely different, and I appreciated that.
And I agree with you, they did, but it gets to a point where, come on, we're watching Star Trek. Make it Star Trek now. And I think I think it's cool because they listen to the nerds. Because I watch a lot of, stuff, and people are like, we need better shit.
Yeah.
And when it showed the new Klingon D7, they're listening
fan
to
service. You like the fan service.
They put the fan service in, and I think you need to do that on something that's been established for 50 years.
I think we differ on that. Like, I do appreciate fan service, but I think that your need, you have a greater need of fan service than I do. But with that
said, if you're not gonna fan service,
then why
make something new?
I guess you're right.
Ball up, make something new, and make me interested in it.
I'll agree with you on that. Like, why make Star Trek if you're not gonna make Star Trek? Yeah. With that said, it's like, I mean, after I liked Next Generation, and then Deep Space Nine came out, and I couldn't hang on because it was like, you're just giving me the same thing with a different crew, and it was like, all right, it's too much.
Okay.
I don't know.
See, Deep Space Nine was my favorite.
I know.
It was dark and grim.
Really?
I loved it.
With that said, I only made it through the first season, and then I gave up on it.
But then it sucks. That's the worst part. Once they get the Defiant, and Captain Sisko goes bald with the goatee, badass. He's one of the badass captains ever.
You're a true Trekkie. I'm a casual Star Trek fan. You know?
Yeah.
I probably...
But I'm a casual Trekkie.
You're a casual Trekkie. I'm a casual. Yes.
I watch all the shit, but I don't have Mr. Scott's Guide to the Enterprise. I can't tell you how the motors.
You're not talking about engines and shit.
Yeah.
Man, people love the science aspect of it.
Man. They love it.
Yeah. What else? I didn't. Toy wise, I haven't bought much.
I've been trying to buy something.
What are you looking?
I'm looking for Studio Series Megatron. Gotta have it.
What is that from? Is that from the third movie, Dark of the Moon?
Dark of the Moon. That's probably my second favorite Megatron design.
I think it's just hitting. I like that too.
I need it to hit.
It's weird. Is he the only Transformer to ever come with soft goods?
Maybe. I mean, the first one sort of did, but it wasn't soft. It was rubber.
I know there was a third-party Transformer that came with I think it was the TFCon exclusive had a cape, but it's so weird to see I guess, I mean, it's not soft goods, but the the Starscream movie cape, but that was made out of plastic. It's so weird, the concept of soft goods on a robot.
Yeah.
So what else do I got? I had to I mean, it's been so actually maybe the reason that I haven't bought anything new isn't only because nothing really came out, but here in Michigan, we're in Michigan.
Snowed in for a week.
It was so cold. I mean, it was I think they said that if you go outside for 10 minutes and you have exposed skin,
you'll have frostbite.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I woke up, what was it, Wednesday morning, and my house was 59 degrees.
Really?
And my shit was cranked.
Whoa, you mean your furnace couldn't handle it?
Could not handle it. It works fine, but I guess my insulation couldn't handle it.
Oh, okay.
Once I get below zero, once it gets my house, nope, you ain't being warm.
Yeah, no, and then we got my kids were off school, and I'm not gonna lie, we're at Sunday now, and I'm burnt out at my family. I need some space. It was too much called out of school. But then we got this text saying there was an emergency and that you need to turn your heat down to 65.
I got that, yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit 68, 67.
But was your house warm?
It was all right.
But I think
I'm kind of a wimp. I don't want to be in cold, and I don't want to be in the summertime. I crank my air conditioning. I don't fuck around. I'm not gonna save $1 so I can be uncomfortable and sweaty and greasy.
But I think the reason they did that is because places like my house, my shit was just cranking.
Oh, okay.
The whole time, and I think it would have blown something up if everybody's cranking everybody flushing the toilet simultaneously would blow it up. I think it's the same thing. It was just such a drain.
I understand. I guess I'm just a wimp, dude. I can handle 65. Don't get me wrong. But with that said,
My place was 59.
That's
so
cool.
It didn't even matter. Like, my shit would never make it to 65 anyway. When it's like negative 30, it wouldn't even get there.
Now it's like 42 degrees in, and like I think I went out without a coat.
Yep.
Michigan, man. Michigan. Anything else? I figured since this was an opportunity, I just brought some M.A.S.K figures out.
Okay, sweet.
I don't know, man. Just I picked them up at a toy show today.
Rhino.
No.
Is this one that came?
Boulder Hill.
Boulder Hill.
Alex Sector. Who was your favorite M.A.S.K?
Didn't he also come with Rhino, but in a different outfit?
Bruce Sato.
Bruce Sato.
Yeah. Matt Tracker and Bruce Sato. M.A.S.K. M.A.S.K was so good. I mean, we've talked about recreating M.A.S.K. I don't think it could be done properly today.
No, because they wouldn't gimmick it right, and they try to do.
They do fake vehicles, and I
do fake vehicles, and that would be terrible.
That would be terrible.
That would be terrible. If they just reissued them, probably.
Yeah, no, I don't want to see that.
Me neither. But
could you do? I mean,
not reissue, but I would just keep this scale, make the figures the same, and just do it.
Yeah,
there's
certain toy lines that like I can totally dig the reissue. Like for some reason, Transformers, like they're reissuing them at Walmart. That doesn't bother me. But if they were to reissue something like M.A.S.K, I think it would bother me. But I think it's because, and this is ridiculous, but I think it's because, like Transformers were they produced millions of those toys, and so it's like there's already so many out there, and I feel like there's less of an exclusivity of those. But like something like M.A.S.K or like Starcom or something like that, like I feel like maybe a lot of it is because I have those toys. Yeah. So like I feel like I was getting,
What if they reissued and expanded? Like just kept the line what it is and just come out with new shit and also give you the old shit.
I could dig that actually.
I think it would be like they're perfect. They don't really need to be changed.
You're right.
Like and same with Starcom.
I would be cool with that if they, like you said, like maybe made like the first assortment was like 3 reissues, 3 new ones.
Yeah,
and then they did that throughout the series.
Yeah,
I could do that.
Yeah, because it's like I just think I'd love to see what they could do now, but don't wreck the line. Keep the line what it is,
That would be cool. The only thing I would suggest is maybe paint the eyes. I always thought they were. Now I get why they didn't. They were so small, but they always had the like, it's not that bad. But then just like the dead eye. But it's not that bad. I mean, what are you going to do with a 3-inch action figure?
Yeah.
Man, M.A.S.K was so good. Ace Riker. I liked him because he was like, he was like got gray hair and he's got the bomber jacket.
Yeah, he looked like badass.
Yeah, he looked badass, man. I don't remember him in the cartoon, but like, I think with the cartoon it was like you're dealing with Matt Tracker, Bruce Sato, T-Bob, Scott.
T-Bob.
I liked the cartoon, but it was kind of corny.
Oh God, it was very corny.
Every episode was the same situation.
Yeah, like Matt Tracker, his adopted son, overcoming some evil.
Was he adopted?
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
I don't think he was. I think the mom died.
You thought he was adopted
maybe
for some reason.
Was he adopted, people?
You guys tell us. And they would always have to overcome some evil in like a small country.
Yes, they always had to go to like a third world country. I always remember that.
Yeah, everyone.
It was everyone. It was some other country. That was great. Talk about like reliving stuff. Okay, so we all know that I'm a complete GoBot fanatic, but we can agree that like we can all agree. Some people don't like the toys. Some people do. Whatever. I don't care. I like the toys.
If you don't like the toys, you didn't live the 80s.
I think I agree with that.
You had a different existence than like you. Because I saw them first.
I saw them first, too.
I saw them first, so it doesn't matter if they're better or worse now.
Right.
I'm cutting
You lived it. No, I appreciate that. And also, I love the portability of it. Like, I could take, like, I remember, like, being in, like, 2nd grade, and you could put Turbo in your pocket and take him to school. Yep. And you could take him out, and he wouldn't break. Like, you had a Turbo, you could bring him to school, you could play, you're done. I like the portability, I like the die-cast mount. But I will be honest, like, the Hanna-Barbera cartoon blew. Like, it sucked.
It was bad.
It was so bad. So, IDW just came out with a new comic book series, the GoBots comic, and they're on. I wanted to talk about this when it came out, but like I just didn't know how to like wrap myself around it. They're on issue number 3 now, and I gotta be honest with you, like. Did you ever read a comic book and you're just not quite sure what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like an idiot, but I'm not quite sure what the story is they're telling. Like, it's just there's no focus or I don't know what they're setting up.
I don't like that art.
You don't?
I don't like I don't like their faces like that, man.
It is a very unique art style. Like this is the best. This is the best way to like the coloring. It's very unique.
I like that about it. I just don't like their faces like that.
Yeah.
I don't like they have like a human face buried in there.
I kind of appreciate the art style of it. Like it's definitely unique to its own. You can open it if you want, but I just don't understand what the story is. Like and it's like I feel like an idiot. Maybe I need to read them over again. But I'm not.
Gobatron or is it on Earth or like?
It's on both, but like it's just like the timeline is weird, and like I don't know if I'm reading a comic book that's supposed to interact with the cartoon because it's got elements of the cartoon. I mean, clearly they're trying to tell their own story. Right. I just don't really understand what they're trying to go for.
So is it going back and forth a lot?
Yeah, I think so. And it's like, I don't really understand, like, who the GoBots are. Are they good? Are they bad? Are they made by humans? Are they from Gobatron? Like, if anyone out there is reading the GoBots comic, I'm not saying it's bad. I just, like, maybe if you could summarize up to issue number 3, like, what is it about? Like
maybe it's not supposed. Maybe you're not supposed to know yet.
Yeah.
Like I watched Castle Rock.
Okay.
Totally off the subject.
That's the Stephen King.
Yeah, and like first 4 episodes, no fucking idea. It would just show shit and cut back and forth. I'm like, whoa, and it was like that. I had no. I'm like, and like if it just would have said you're supposed to be lost.
Right.
For the first few episodes, I would have been okay with it, but I was lost.
How many episodes before you kicked in and like was like things were starting to come together?
Probably the 4th, I think.
Okay.
Like maybe but at least the first 2 I was lost. Like
really?
It was just there was shit everywhere. It's like what the fuck is going on? And like maybe that's how that is. Maybe there'll be payoff.
I also find it harder with a comic book, and this is I'm gonna get criticized with, but sometimes the way the panels are set up, I'm not quite sure which direction they always want it. Do you?
Oh my god, yeah, I get confused too.
I'm really glad you said that because I really was feeling kind of like an idiot when I was reading. I'm like, wait a minute, do they want me to go? And I had to like double check and like make sure I was going the right route because it just didn't feel cohesive to me. But again, I think you're right. I think maybe I'm sticking with it. It's GoBots. Like I'm gonna pay the $2.99 for an issue. But I was a little lost on what the direction is. Like I'm trying to understand what they're trying to go for, and I just haven't grasped it yet. And like I think it's intended to be a full series, so it's not like just a 6-issue series. But I just any thoughts on anybody who else is reading the GoBot? I do appreciate the unique comic style. It's not ultimately what I would pick, but I do respect it. It's definitely different. Other than that, I have continued to buy these Primal Clash figures from Lantern. Yeah. Come on, man. This is so heavy metal 80s. Is it just me, or is there absolutely nothing cooler than a dude wearing a skull mask riding a saber-tooth tiger?
What is this series again?
Primal Clash. It's basically Dino Riders with G.I. Joe figures. With the, the corpse? Yeah. Yeah, we talked about that.
So this is their in-store brand?
Yeah, it's a Walmart exclusive.
All right.
And it's $7.
Yeah, this is...
It's kind of hard to...
It's a nice figure. I like the way the figure's sort of built, I like this figure.
Yeah. I think if they would have added a little bit more paint, charged $10 for that set, just imagine what they could get away with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You can actually ride this thing. The articulation's pretty decent. I like it a lot.
Me too. I'll be honest with you. My buddy Tommy picked me up another one. I'm gonna customize it. Yeah. I'm gonna put like a wash on it, and I actually think for $7, I think I'm gonna buy another one. This is cheesy, but I think I'm gonna paint. I think I'm gonna paint him into Battle Cat.
That'd be sweet.
Okay. I mean, there's something about like a dude with a skull mask riding a saber tooth.
Like, it is just interesting.
Yeah.
With a Gatling cannon on the back of it.
Yes.
Yes.
And he's got like a sword there. Do you think it's an 80s thing? Like, do you think it's like... do you think my interest in that is from my visual cues from the 80s? Like Frank Frazetta, pictures, paintings?
I think so.
He-Man?
I think so. Yeah, this definitely seems to have it all.
Yeah.
He reminds me of like a Jinro, like... Panzer Cop.
Yeah, I see that because of the helmet.
Yeah.
I mean, that's another thing you don't see, like, when you think about it. Now, obviously, like, albums don't really, like, there isn't a focus on album covers. But remember, like, in the 80s? Yeah, no kidding. Like,
I love that. Oh, man.
Dude, I confess in the 80s,
Me too.
I had Iron Maiden Ace's High Keychain, and a Somewhere in Time. My brother had a Somewhere in Time Iron Maiden.
Eddie was awesome, man. He was so cool.
I never heard an Iron Maiden song till like a decade after.
Well, I remember like ELO covers.
Oh yeah,
Boston.
Yeah,
and all
Boston.
That. Like
didn't Asia do that too?
Asia did it, and I would listen to all my aunt's albums based on the covers.
Yeah.
Look, I'm like, whoa, there's a spaceship on there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and it was all that like airbrushed like laser
It was sweet. It's like I want that on the side of my van.
Who's the band that did H.R. Giger? Was that Uriah Heep?
I don't know.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't. But that's sweet.
Yeah. But I mean, the album cover. I mean, I think Journey and Foreigner did some pretty cheesy goodness.
Yeah, they did all that crazy sci-fi. They were watching heavy metal.
Man, if I had a rock band, I would totally make the most. Something.
Yeah, I would have a spaceship. Like,
I would have a dude riding a saber-tooth tiger with a skull mask on my album cover.
Yep.
That's unfortunate that they don't like rock it out with that.
Do weird shit like that. Yeah. I miss the 80s.
Yeah.
I miss so much of it.
Yes.
And I'm so glad so much of it is
gone. Yeah.
But like all the obscure stuff in
Yeah.
the 80s, or just it's not obscure now, but the stuff that was just your words can't describe it. It's like
you had to live it, right?
You had to live it, and I'm maybe even not, but just if you look at a Boston album cover, what the fuck does it mean?
Right.
Good to look at.
It was just good to look at.
Their art was better than their. Nope, I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah,
a lot of people
I'm not a Boston
art
fan.
Intrigued me more than their music did, and a lot of albums did like that.
Again, that was sort of like Iron Maiden with me. It was like their artwork was so good that it didn't matter.
But I like Maiden.
I do like Maiden.
I like Iron Maiden.
I do. But I admit to being a phony. I had all the merchandise, and I wasn't really an Iron Maiden.
I had a
fan.
women in uniform poster.
Which one was that?
It was just like it was just like a poster. It had like a woman dressed up like a woman, an army
warrior.
Woman.
Oh, okay.
An army woman. It was like the poster was women in uniform. It was cool. Man. I loved it.
Yeah, no, it was great.
Don't know what it meant.
It didn't matter.
That was sweet.
Matter. I mean, I'm sure a lot of it had to do with the fact that like they were selling records and they needed the image, a big image to sell the record. And now people just download their music. It's a totally different world. Thankfully, records are coming back, but it's really just for nerds like me who like feel the need to have physical items.
But I think physical is so much better. They need to do it, even if you just bought like a USB stick.
Yeah.
Like if they would come up with something, like the technology's already, but make something up for music, and like that you buy a cartridge or something. Go back to a physical thing.
I'm with you.
So you have a thing with a booklet. Like the booklet, like liner notes are awesome. I mean, that was part of it when you got your album.
Reading the lyrics was part of it.
Yeah, right? When you playing your album and reading it and like.
Hence why I collect records. It's just that it's really expensive hobby.
Yeah.
But I'm with you, man. And again, I think it's a generational thing. I think we are accustomed to physical items, but the children of the day, for better or worse, like. I guess they don't have that sort of. I think it's kind of a burden, right, to have physical items.
But
to some
that's
extent.
part of it. That's what's cool about it. And you know what? They could they could even mimic a record, like a device that does the same thing, but it's still digital, so your needle doesn't burn up.
Right.
And but putting it on the thing, putting it on the turntable. The whole process is cool, and they need to dupe it. If they could dupe it, but it's all digital.
Absolutely. No, and also I think
dupe it.
I think also with the physical item, you have more value. It has more value to you. You're more invested. When digital music started sort of becoming a thing, I would rip a few albums and stuff. And I would find that I wouldn't really listen to them. They were disposable to me. But when you buy a record or even a CD, like you are forced to put it on and go through the process.
Yeah.
And I feel like you have more invested in it.
I agree, but it's sort of like music isn't even made to. Well, I should say not.
We're sounding like old men right now.
Yeah, I can't make blanket statements.
Okay.
But it seems like popular music isn't made to listen to an album.
I agree.
It's made like, here's our new song.
Single.
It's sweet.
Right.
Yeah, they're single, and it's
right.
okay.
That's okay. It's just
there's nothing wrong with it. But yeah, man, 70s, you're meant to listen to the whole goddamn album.
Absolutely.
And that's what it was like a thing. Like now you listen to music, you do this, you're doing a million things where it's like, you know,
yeah,
you listen to your record.
You're selling a single.
Yeah.
You know, it's not really about an entire album.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. Like I like the concept of an album. Shit, you know what? I even like concept albums. I mean, like
what?
Like The Wall.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I mean,
yeah.
but even when there's a theme throughout, it doesn't have to be a concept album. Like I don't need Tommy the Who, but like I like when there's a theme going through it.
Yeah.
Like Ween the Mollusk. You
yeah. Oh my God.
There was it's very specific, but there was like a sea theme through the whole thing, and yeah. It was. I find it interesting. Like I want like there to be like some sort of consistent sound that sort of ties it all together,
which does not exist today.
I think it's very specific. Like I think you got to get into like indie rock and stuff like that. Like I don't. With that said, though, I don't really listen to pop music. Like I don't really listen to what's on the radio, and I don't really connect with that because I think ultimately, the popular music of today is like more hip hop.
I am so removed from pop culture. Like I don't like. I'll hear music that like if I'm just scrolling, but I'll usually listen to a podcast. I don't even listen to new music. I would.
That's sad, but like I get it. Like, I listen to new music, but I listen to new music that is.
How do you pursue it though?
Like Sirius XM, I listen to. Like
I guess that's a good one. I guess that's I don't know.
Like NPR, like not NPR, but like public radio. I mean, the thing is it's a lot of work to listen to music, to find good music. You have to
pursue it. It doesn't come to you anymore.
With that said, though, there's so many avenues out there.
Yeah.
That there's so much different stuff to listen to that, like, I am kind of envious of today compared to back then.
Yeah.
There's so much more accessible now. So there's that to your advantage. But with that said, it is everything's so niche. Like, you have to find that niche for everything.
Yeah.
But anyways, that was our little music.
That was our little music thing.
So gonna divert a little bit. Toy Fair's coming up in a week or two.
What are we expecting?
First question is G.I. Joe or no? No.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
I think I asked every Toy Fair and every.
What do you think? Do you think?
I want to say this. I actually think yes.
Okay, and what, 6-inch?
I think so.
That would be sweet if they do it right. I mean, do you think it's something you'll like? I mean, I know you'll buy it.
I'm scared because here's the thing: it's like they need to pick a direction.
Yeah. And
they have to stick with it.
Yep.
I want them to go the direction of Marvel Legends, where they are.
They'd have to be more expensive than Marvel Legends.
Yeah, you think so? Why?
Because they gotta have accessories up the ass.
So what if you remove the Build-A-Figure and use weapons instead? That would be reasonable, right?
Maybe.
I think so.
I mean, but like, okay, think about Destro.
Uh-huh.
What he has to come with to be appropriate.
Can
they do it for $20?
Yes. To be appropriate, Destro. First of all, Hasbro owns the rights to G.I. Joe, so they're not paying any licensing. Destro has to come with a suitcase.
Yes, he does.
A gun.
Couple guns.
Okay. So 2 guns. I'm going to say Destro has to come with 2 guns, a suitcase that hopefully turns into a backpack.
Which holds the guns.
That holds the guns, and that's it, really, for Destro. But, like, okay, so, like, Duke. Duke is given. Duke needs to come out with a rifle, a backpack, a helmet, and I'd like binoculars. But I could do without binoculars.
Snake Eyes.
Snake Eyes has to come with a sword and Uzi.
An Uzi.
Probably like a timber or no timber.
Timber.
Okay.
Yeah,
but
they gotta do timber.
You do? I think the first release can be Commando without timber. And I think he could come with just a Uzi, a backpack, and a sword.
If they make him that Snake Eyes, but don't you dare come out with the Snake Eyes the
without
Gen
timber?
2 Snake Eyes.
No.
If they're gonna make him, if they're gonna come out Commando and call him Commando, that'd be sweet actually.
Yeah, no,
I would love that.
I like Ninja Commando more than Commando.
Okay.
But ultimately, I like what they did with the Pursuit of Cobra figure, where it's a combo of the two.
Yeah.
And that's what I hope they do with a new G.I. Joe line. Like, I don't necessarily need it to be the exact replication of the version that I grew up with.
Yeah.
I want it to be an inspired version of that, like a more modernized version. I want it to have a lot of wrinkles, a lot of washes. I want it to be realistic. I don't want Duke to have a soft sculpt. Like, I want him to look like a real person and have that sort of dynamic, if that makes sense.
No, I get it. You want him to be
like, I don't want
semi-realistic.
Right. I don't want Snake Eyes to be painted purple because that's how he translated on the cartoon. Like, he has to be black.
Okay.
That's important.
Yeah.
I think there's a chance we might see a series of it, but
honestly, we wouldn't have heard it. We wouldn't have heard of it now, or I guess that's
no,
when it all.
No, right.
So stuff like that doesn't leak.
Things do leak, but I think they've been pretty good with no leaks.
Okay.
Like, usually when you don't hear too much about what they're going to announce until Toy Fair.
Okay.
So, I mean, there's a possibility. I mean, I know it's a pipe dream. I know it's not going to happen. But I'm telling you, like, the market is so ripe for it right now. It's just that, like, with Toys R Us going under, does that eliminate their possibility of doing it even more? I don't know if it has it affected the market?
I don't know. I mean, Toys R Us was so mismanaged and just, like, depressing that I feel better without it.
I hate to say it, I'm kind of with you.
I would much rather go to a Target than I would a Toys R Us. Toys R Us was just like, by the end, and I feel like a damn collaborator saying it or something, but like, it was so misrun at the end. It's like I didn't even like going.
Yeah, they ran it down to the ground till it wasn't fun anymore.
It's like, wow, how many old toys can you have in one place? Irrelevant, like they never got anything on time. It's like, and it wasn't even worth going to. And the stores weren't aesthetically pleasing. They weren't inviting. Like, I wasn't like, again, I know it. I'm stuck in the 80s. I'm stuck in the time when I was a child because it was so magical to me. But like, the store setup of a Toys R Us wasn't aesthetically pleasing, in the 90s. But no, it was very sterile and dirty, and like, it just wasn't fun. As soon as they stopped, when they stopped the aisles, I think was when they stopped the aisles. They did sort of go back to them, though. I mean, the industry changed, and we all have to understand that. But I think we've all read enough articles on how terrible. I think Bain management, whoever took it over, it was a shit show. But with that said, I think Target has picked up some of the slack. Yeah, and you know what? I like Target's toy section. Yeah, me too. I actually get there. I enjoy it. It's next to electronics, and it's like... Oh, you like the... Oh, okay. I like how it's next to electronics, and then the video section is right there, so it's all sort of related a little bit. And like, they have the toy collector section, too, which is like the NECA stuff. Yeah, I like Target a lot, and I would much rather see a well-equipped toy section at Target, Walmart. Me too, yeah. I don't like Walmart for... Dude, I went to obvious reasons, but I went to Walmart because they're the exclusive seller of this. And if you like Walmart, I am not insulting you. I'm just telling you my experience walking to a Walmart. It doesn't matter what city I'm in, what state I'm in. Just say it. I'm just gonna say it's always the most miserable experience. Yeah. It's like everyone in Walmart is miserable and just like, I don't know. And then it's weird. Like, you can go to Walmart and right next door there could be a Target. Yeah. Same city, but then Target's happy. And the Target just feels better. Well, because you got to pay for Target. Target costs a couple more bucks. Does it really, though? I think not toys, but everything else, Target's a little expensive. I think maybe 3% more. I really don't think it's that much. I think it's but okay, 3%. And you know what? I get it. When you're buying up, no, it's like you pay for Target. Absolutely. It is nicer, and it's nicer. But when it comes to toys, though, I don't really notice there being a price difference of toys. The difference would be like... but you're not... The toys are probably the same price, but it's everything else. So the people that are going there for paper towel, I get it. For food, I get it. Whatever. And I respect that. I'm not insulting someone for shopping at Walmart. It's just... I get it, and I appreciate that, and... I just saying that when I walk into Walmart and when I walk into Target, it's a totally different crew. It's a different crew of people. The people that work there are different. It's like, it's different. It is. It is.
And I'm a big fan of Target. I love it. Yeah, me too.
I love it. It's super high class department. What kind of store is it? What do you call it? I don't know what.
Super set, like a department store?
Maybe, but it's this. To me, it's the highest on the food chain.
I agree.
Of those big stores.
I agree. Like Meijer, Target, Walmart. Yeah. I agree. When I lived in Vermont for 2 years. And my wife and I were so depressed because they didn't have one Target. We drove to New York State, which was only about an hour 20 minutes away, just to go to a Target, just to feel like we were connected to that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, like, you know what? Maybe we'll get picked up by Target, you think? What if they want to sponsor us?
Target, if you want to sponsor us,
go buy stuff at Target. They rule.
Well, Target's selling also. They've some good exclusives.
Yeah.
They got those. I actually really like them. Those Migo. They're cheesy, but they're cheap.
Yeah.
Just keeps crumbling that away, dude. Keep going. Get it out of your system. Get it out of your system.
Sorry, man.
It's okay. Yeah, it's cool. Those Migos, they're super goofy, but they're like $12, and they're doing weird characters. Like they did like I got a Wolfman. Andy picked me up the Frankenstein. They have a Gene Simmons, but I can't find it. Yeah. I'm not really a Kiss fan, but like they kind of captured the kitsch of those.
And only Target?
Yeah, they're only Target.
I like their trail mix section too. Man.
Oh man, their Archer Farms products.
There's so much.
They do.
Like it's overwhelming. Yeah. Last time I was there, $60.
They've got like
$60 on trail mix. Mm-hmm. I got
Do you rock like the toffee covered nuts and stuff?
Of course, yeah, man. It's better than candy.
Yeah.
It's better
than candy.
It is, and it even has some nutritional value.
Yeah. No, Target's one of those places that we go like once a week. And we always think we're gonna spend like $50, and then
spend like hundreds.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yep. And it just adds up.
I think after this, I'm gonna go blow $100 at Target. I need bins and trail mix.
And the great the great thing is you always know that you have a chance of finding a toy there too. Yeah. So it's like there is that added justification of going.
You can come with me if you want.
Which one are you going to?
Which one should I go to? I don't care.
You want to find that Megatron, right?
I wouldn't mind.
I know. I don't know if it's hitting yet. Or is it hitting in the U.S.?
I don't know. I wish it would. Okay, let's get back to something.
Oh, yeah.
The Bumblebee Prime.
Okay.
Is that just a Photoshop mock-up that's all over?
No, I think
that is real.
It looks good, doesn't it?
Oh my God!
So he's talking about the studio series Bumblebee movie Prime.
Yeah, that looks incredible.
I'm in.
Oh, I'll buy it the second I see it. But I was reading on somebody's, and they're like, "Nice Photoshop mock-up."
Was he talking about the artwork on the package?
I don't know. It's like
it looked legit to me, man.
Yeah, it looked like it was on somebody's kitchen counter. Like, that's the whole thing.
I know. Look, my props are to Hasbro. I think they got their stuff together.
They're nailing. Yeah. Well, this isn't studio series, but they are nailing
everything right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I want the Prime and I want the Jetfire together.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can't believe how forgiving people are of that Jetfire. Where it's like...
Oh, are you talking about the studio series Jetfire?
Yeah. No, or either Jetfire. To say that thing, it's not possible to make it.
You're talking about the Blackbird. The old man. Okay.
Yeah, it's like...
Is it out?
I think so. Okay. I've seen reviews for it. It's awesome, but everybody just lets that jet mode slide, and it's like basically...
I haven't seen it yet.
You have an SR-71, a Blackbird, and that's this long and like this thick. It's like it's just robot underneath the whole thing. Like
they did that with Starscream, and I forgive him.
Yeah, and it's like that's like the one thing that we let slide.
Yeah,
I don't know why. Why do we let it slide? I let it slide.
I think we let that slide because it's a jet, and we want a good robot. Yeah. I think, but you're right. It's like we would never let that slide with a car. Like if we had a car and there was like the underneath was just big and chunky.
Well, it would be like it would be like this Prime with this much shit underneath it. It's like it would be like.
Yeah. No, you're right. We do. There's something about the jet mode. We let that slide.
What is this? Does this open?
I don't know. I picked it up at a toy show today. I think it's a Kamen Rider toy. Is it Kamen?
It opens. Look at that.
Yeah. Is it Kamen Rider or Kamen Rider?
However you want to say.
That's got such an interesting fan base.
I don't even understand what that is.
It's like.
I mean, I know what
it's like. Power Rangers type show where it's like live action. Really popular in Japan.
What's the story of it?
I have no idea. I just know the guy looked like a bug guy, and then they brought that.
He's got all kinds of stuff. Like he has technology.
He's got cool motorcycles and vehicles.
Yeah.
But they brought it to the U.S. as M.A.S.K Rider in the mid '90s, and it just didn't connect. But they brought every Power Ranger type show from Japan in the mid '90s. Here's something really big that happened this week that neither of you and I can make any true opinion on. The Kits Concept Veritech, 1/72 Veritech came out, and neither you or I pre-ordered it. And
why did you not? You were real excited for it.
I was, and let's talk about that. So, I ordered the Rick Hunter and the Lin Min-Mei figures. Yep. I was going to pre-order the robot, the Valkyrie, the M.A.S.K, but they later decided that they're going to allow a pre-order for one with the armor. Okay. So I stopped my pre-order and I didn't go through the whole process, but you know what I mean. Like, yeah. And they said we're gonna offer a pre-order for it with the armor in like a couple weeks or whatever. And then the time went by and I just didn't have the money at that moment, and I just said I'll do it. I'll put it off. And then I put it off and I just didn't do it. And now it's out, and based on pictures I've seen, I gotta be honest with you, only based on pictures, I'm a little let down. Yeah. I thought it was going to, and again, I don't have it in hand. I saw pictures with the light up cockpits, and that looks great.
Yeah, but they pulled that feature, I think.
No, it's in there.
It's in there?
Yeah, and I got pictures of it, and it does look cool. It looks a little floppy, and it looks a little plasticky. And I wonder if a lot of it is because it's got the painted panel lines.
Which that doesn't work for me in that scale.
It doesn't.
They look too thick. The panel lines look too thick for the scale that it is. And it really throws me off on it, like, because it just real.
No,
I don't know how to go any further with it. But
I'll expand on that. Yeah. I think panel lining is cool, but when you paint the panel lines, I always think of model kits. Yeah, you gotta be subtle.
You gotta be subtle.
You can't go with like a thick black panel line. You gotta go with like a thin. Like, if you're doing a model, I was always told to use, like, a pencil, like a number 2 pencil. Yep. It's like a light gray, and then wipe it a little bit. Yeah. Like, it's got to be subtle.
It can't just be solid black.
Yes.
But even if it is solid black, see, I don't even mind that when it's, like, boom in your face. But I just think the panel lines are too thick for the scale that it's in.
Okay.
It's just that the lines are just huge. And it's like, to have lines that big, the thing should be this tall.
I agree.
Like, panel lining is just where 2 pieces meet. There wouldn't be a gap. But the panel lines just look like, it should look like 2 pieces are touching.
Is that always what the panel lines are for, though? Because I think there are, like, panel lines on some toys where it's just, like, for decorative. But I do agree, like...
Yeah, I mean, I think, like...
I think that's where a wash comes in nice. Because it brings out the panel line or the separation without being too overwhelming. I do agree with you. And I also saw pictures of our good buddy Mark 44 Prime. Yep. He posted pictures, and
that's what I'm going. Yeah, is what he posted.
I think it was the pictures and the angle, but the head looked really big,
which I like.
You do?
I like a big head. Like I want. That's awesome. But big shoulders, big head. Yeah.
I don't agree. I think the whole aesthetic for me is like Transformers always had small heads. Yeah. Like if you look at the G1 Optimus, like that head is so proportionately small. Like I think all Transformers had like really tiny heads, and I thought that was sort of.
I like the head's big on a Valkyrie, especially if it's like the S or anything. It's just like it's very difficult to like get it in 3D, how I like my Valkyries. Because, I mean, the whole thing is when you see it in the cartoon, like, I sort of would like, I like it to go for, like, the cartoon look.
And the head was
love
big?
To see it. I think so, in a lot of the animation, But, I mean, the whole thing is you'd see it bend in ways that just, like, like it could never...
I'll have to revisit that, because I always thought the heads... were really small, but maybe you're right. Maybe
it depends on where. It depends on like what you're looking at.
Yeah,
and
I guess
stuff
you're
like
right.
that. And I don't know. It's just like I would love to see a toy mimic how it actually looked in some of the cartoons, because you'd see them flex like they were humans. You know, like like just like wow, there's no joint. How does that actually do that? Like
I get that, but like, could you imagine if like we'll take Prowl, like you remember the Prowl toy or the Datsun toy from Transformers, Prowl, like could you imagine if that head was proportionate to the body? Like how out of place would that look?
That would look weird.
It would look weird.
Yeah, it would look weird.
Our buddy Andy said that. I thought this was really funny. He had a buddy who had a really small head, and they nicknamed him Optimus Prime. And I'm like, that's so awesome. Appropriate. Sorry if I like, but I thought that was so appropriate. Like, because I do associate. I
never realized. I'm sorry how small their heads are.
Yeah.
I never.
Really
I'm looking at them now and thinking about it. I never.
Like, holy shit, are they small?
They're really fucking small, man. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, the little diversion of small head Transformers. So Toy Fair. Hopefully something cool is coming out, but I don't know. I don't know what to expect. You know.
It's just if they do 6-inch GI Joe, no vehicles, and that makes it depressing for me.
It is depressing, but I'm so hungry for GI Joe. Yeah. I really am, but I don't really need any more lines to collect. To be honest with you, I'm sort of trying to thin the herd, but like it's hard, man.
Would Cobra Commander? Would they man up and give you hooded and chromed, or would they make it two separate figures?
Two separate figures.
Would he have chrome, or would it be like painted? Do you think they would make the face chrome?
I would suggest not doing chrome, but they have this really amazing silver paint that
you would want a reflection in it?
No, because they did.
Hold on. Open up.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm gonna totally.
Would it be separate parts? I mean, would the helmet come off and he'd have like a chrome face?
That would be cool.
Like they got to do that.
This is chrome. That's too much. Don't you agree?
Oh, I don't know. 6-inch. I don't know. I really
actually
like
I do really like that. See, with Destro, I would say it's got to be chrome or a really shiny silver. Yeah. Actually,
like Destro, I would need chrome.
I think I would too. That's
pretty.
That's pretty sweet. I think that they would. It would be really cool if they did them together. But I think that the hooded Cobra Commander is a darker blue. Like I associate it with the darker blue.
The figure always was.
And I think I'm okay with them maximizing the mold and retooling it and giving us two separate Cobra Commanders, hooded and.
I even want the third Cobra Commander, like
the battle armor.
Yeah,
love the battle armor.
I love the battle armor. But like in the cartoon, did he always wear that armor, or would he go back to this when it showed the battle armor? Was that just?
Shit. I think by the time the cartoon used the battle armor, wasn't that when DIC took over?
Maybe.
Because the cartoon was originally Sunburst or something. What was it? The Marvel
Sunbow?
Sunbow.
Yeah.
And then when DIC case took over, it got really bad.
I was so fat when by the time I watched G.I. Joe at that point.
What?
No, I was.
Hold on.
I would watch I'd go home and just eat a fucking
Hot
peanut
Pockets.
butter. No, peanut butter. I would just be eating peanut butter watching Joe.
Yeah.
After school, getting sloppy fat. It's like 7th grade, I think. Something like that.
There was no better experience than going home from school and watching G.I. Joe.
The original.
Yeah, the original.
Yeah, but I'm talking when he got shitty.
Oh,
when he got shitty, I was
there was
watching
an episode
that's why I got fat.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, G.I. Joe's no good.
So good.
Just eat peanut butter.
Lieutenant Falcon is one of my favorite action figures from the
shitty.
G.I. Joe line.
Mm-hmm.
But they totally made him a cheese ball in the cartoon. And I think there was an actual episode of the DIC, and someone will correct me if I'm wrong, where Lieutenant Falcon had a heroin problem.
No way.
Yeah. And it's like he was a Green Beret. I mean, which it could happen, but it was like they just shit on Lieutenant Falcon. Like they totally did. Like in the movie, like they made him a joke. Like if you're the Lieutenant Green Beret, you can't be that. You can't
be the irresponsible child.
You can't be on Slaughter's Marauders. Like if you're a Lieutenant Green Beret, right? You're like a serious dude. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not a military guy. I don't know what you can get away with, but I was always offended by how they treated him. I appreciated Don Johnson.
I need to go back and watch it.
Yeah. You want to borrow it? Oh, you could just get it.
I'll just find it.
Yeah. I still love the movie, and I love the cartoon. The only
I love the song in the beginning of the movie. Like,
Cobra.
Yeah, it's so intense.
The movie one, and then when they it is intense. It's like, and then they go around the.
It gets real dark.
Oh, it gets real dark, man. Oh man, I love G.I. Joe.
I love the cartoon. I do. I think the G.I. Joe, the original cartoon, probably
for entertainment value.
It's good, but it's good. Like the first 2 series is like up to the Revenge of Cobra is awesome.
I agree.
Like up on Robotech level of goodness.
I agree.
Like it's good. Like
except the one thing that separates it from something like Robotech was a serial. And G.I. Joe wasn't, and I think that any cartoon that has the element of a serial, it has extra, like,
well, weren't the original episodes, there was a mini-series, then the Revenge of Cobra. It was all serialized.
You're
you
right.
have to watch it in order.
The first 5 were definitely, I think it was a 5-parter.
Yep.
I do agree.
Great. My favorite part was, like, when Destro and Cobra Commander were playing Atari with Duke.
I don't remember that.
Remember how they put the things over their heads and they
could control them? Yeah.
I was in a huge arena. Like, how is this arena hidden? Like, it was bigger than fucking Silverdome. And they're hiding the Silverdome. Like, how could this happen? Because they have their own island. We should build Cobra Island in my basement.
Dude, I would be all for that.
Just buy like thousands of dollars worth of foam core and tables and level it and build Cobra Island.
We do that, we could document the whole thing.
Or a Death Star.
Yeah, Death Star.
One.
I would have more fun doing Cobra Island because I don't know, it's like Star Wars has been there, done that. Like I don't know. Plus G.I. Joe, like you can get like a whole like a bunch of HISS tanks and you could like build.
But think about building a Death Star.
Oh, that'd be.
Think about it. Like you start. I would just start with a Falcon, and start building a hangar around it, and then building and building and building.
But if you did a Death Star, would you create it as a dome or would you do sections?
I would have it so it's like. No, I don't. We wouldn't have enough space to build it.
Yeah.
Outside wouldn't even count. Right. Just the interior.
Do you do the first Death Star or second Death Star? Do you know the difference? I mean, like, is there a difference?
I'm sure.
I mean, I know. Of course,
the second's a little bigger. And
it's unfinished.
Yeah, it doesn't have a thermal exhaust port.
Wow.
It doesn't have the thermal. They left that out of the.
Do you think they reconstructed the trash compactor?
Probably. If we built a second Death Star, mine would have the trash compactor for sure.
Yeah.
That was they got to get rid of trash.
Yeah. That was such a important scene to the movie. Yeah, man. G.I. Joe. You know what else I liked about G.I. Joe is I like the fact that like there was Cobra the enemy, there was Cobra the enemy, and the Dreadnoughts. They were all like allies.
Yeah.
But like
they make shady deals. Right.
They
weren't buddies.
No.
They'd hire them for shit.
Absolutely. They were shady. Like they were like different factions of evil. And even like I liked how G.I. Joe had like different factions. Like you had like was it Spirit who went off and like no wait actually maybe that was later when Storm. There was a couple characters like maybe
they would do their own thing.
Like
Storm Shadow was just he was aligned with Cobra, but he wasn't really a bad guy. He was honorable and like they would just do their own shit and show up. Like Snake Eyes wasn't. I think for a while he wasn't officially part of the team, but he would show up. Right. He would just show up and be like, "Let's go," and I love that. He was sort of like Wolverine, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just do his own shit.
Like, he was part of the deal, but like he wasn't gonna join every team meeting.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Hey, man,
call me when you need me.
Call me when you need me. I'm not gonna be at your 9 o'clock conference call. Okay?
Yeah, exactly.
Which fuck 9 o'clock conference calls. Sorry, just
better than an 8 o'clock conference.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I'm up anyway, so you know.
Yeah, me too.
So what else you got going on this week? Anything? Is there anything you're getting other than the Megatron? Is there anything out there you're looking forward to? Any movie you're looking forward to wrap it up? Because I mean, you're not
Alita Battle Angel.
Yeah,
I'm curious about that. You know,
True Detective tonight. I think it's already online, by the way. I haven't watched because of the Super Bowl, they already like put it out there.
That's sweet.
Dude, I think True Detective has been so good.
Yeah, they nailed it because it's almost a carbon copy of season 1.
Fair enough,
which it should be. Season 2 should have been that. And when I say a carbon copy, totally different mystery.
Right.
But they maximized everything that made the first one good and added another layer into it.
Similar elements.
Yeah, similar elements. I mean, it's like True Detective without like 3 timelines running simultaneously is not True Detective to me. And season 2 is just
Yeah. And if you're an adult, if you're under the age of 18, don't watch this. But if you're an adult, the Netflix Ted Bundy tapes is really good. It's really good, but it's really, really intense and depressing.
Well, wait till the movie comes out with Zac Efron.
I'm looking forward to it.
Because it's the same guy that made this. That's why he left out the actual, like like crimes of what he did.
Right. It's weird because that was such a famous. He was such a famous serial killer, and I knew of him, but I didn't really like know the story. Like, what a
It's so
psychopath.
creepy how normal a guy he talks about it. He's so nonchalant. He talks about the stuff he did in the way you talk about going to work.
Yeah, I mean, it's a psychopath.
I just can't feels imagine. No remorse for it.
No, it's fucked up. It's totally
it's freaked out.
And I just don't understand how I can't get at that, but it's good.
It's good.
It is good. Just be an adult. Also, I do want to thank Deluxe for having us as guests on the Hell Hasbro podcast webcast. Is that what it is? It's a Hell Hasbro.
I don't know, YouTube station.
Yeah, YouTube Hell Hasbro. I don't think it's
Hell Hasbro. Deluxe Baldwin.
Deluxe Baldwin.
Yeah, Deluxe Baldwin.
Real great guy. Had a lot of fun. That was cool.
That was fun.
And also, we are at 3,499 subscribers as of today, and I just want to thank all of you. I really want to say that, like, just such a great community.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Yeah, I interact with people and whatnot, and I just can't express how appreciative I am. Like, if we never get another subscriber, I'm happy because it's just like I really sense the appreciation and passion, and that's what we are all about is our passion. And like,
really, I'm in it for the money, man.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Wait, you're getting money out of this?
I didn't tell you about that. Oops.
You got like a side deal with Target going on?
Yeah, and man. Monster.
How many subscribers do you think you need before you hit a point where you can have subscriber or like support, even on a small level?
What do you mean subscriber support?
I'm sorry, advertising. Like even where you would
it would make a difference in your lifestyle.
Yeah. Million.
I think it's something like.
What about how many subscribers do you think before you could get recognized by like even like a big bad toy store type? You still need 100,000, right?
I think so, and I'm not
fishing for it. I'm just saying, like,
I think they'll give it to anybody. Hey, use our link, you get a discount. I don't think it even matters, but it doesn't do us any good.
No. And again, we're not doing it for that. But feel free to subscribe and tell your friends if they're interested.
We should have a giveaway contest. We need to think up a contest and a giveaway.
All right, let's think of it. I almost pushed for it last episode with the Ultra Magnus. Siege fix, which thank you. I can't remember who it was that told me. There was a couple guys. That was a huge appreciation for showing me what that was. Let's think of.
We'll give you something good.
Okay.
We'll think of something. But what's the contest?
Let's
think of a contest, guys.
Think of a contest that would be fitting with Nerd Out, like not just like a guess this. Like
no. It's a contest.
Yeah. Okay.
Like we judge it.
Ooh,
no, we gotta judge it.
I'm interested.
We will judge this, and
I would suggest like some sort of art, Nerd Out related art, but with
or
that said, an essay.
What is the most important that of the 80s and why, or something like that.
You can't just isolate the 80s because we do have a lot.
Well, no, I know, but something like that.
All right, well
You gotta sell us on your opinion on something. We'll think about it.
Ooh, I got one. Design us a logo for a T-shirt, and then we will give you a free T-shirt. I don't know. I want to like. Is that too like? That's too gimme. I want to do like a T-shirt logo, but I'm not a designer. I'm not an artist. And I want something simple. I don't know. Whatever. We'll figure something out.
We'll figure something out.
Anyways, dudes wearing skull masks on Sabretooths is the most heavy metal thing in the world. And you should all own a dude riding on a Sabretooth with a Gatling gun in the back.
That you buy at Walmart.
For $7.
Hail Walmart.
Yeah. Right. And until next time,
Nerd out. I want to get the biggest one. And I'm spaz.